Have you ever wondered how pilots landed a 747 after losing all four engines? Let's take a journey back to June 1982, when British Airways Flight 009 took off from Kuala Lumpur, heading towards Perth. Aboard the Boeing 747-200, the atmosphere was as normal as any other flight. Captain Eric Moody and his crew were at the helm, navigating the skies, while passengers settled into their seats, anticipating a routine flight. But as they say, sometimes life has a way of throwing curveballs. As the 747 soared into the sky, little did the passengers or crew know of the harrowing adventure that awaited them. An hour into the flight, something unexpected occurred. All four engines of the Boeing 747-200 failed. The aircraft, once a symbol of human triumph over gravity, was now a silent behemoth, its heart stilled by an unseen foe. The crew, led by the unflappable Captain Eric Moody, were the first to realize the gravity of the situation. A sense of disbelief washed over them as they grappled with the reality of their predicament. The hum of the engines, a comforting constant, was replaced by an eerie silence, punctuated only by the sporadic chatter on the radio. In the cabin, the passengers were initially unaware of the profound shift in their circumstances. The soft hum of conversation and rustle of in-flight magazines continued unperturbed. But as the plane began to lose altitude, a sense of unease began to grow. The flight attendants, trained to handle emergency situations, kept their composure, their calm demeanor providing a semblance of normalcy amidst the brewing chaos. Back in the cockpit, the crew was in a race against time, their years of training being tested like never before. They discovered the cause of the failure: volcanic ash, an invisible, insidious enemy. It had been ingested by the engines, causing them to fail one after the other. This was a scenario they had never imagined, let alone prepared for. With the failure of all engines, the plane was now a giant glider, silently descending from the sky. The crew and passengers were now at the mercy of the laws of physics and the skill of their pilots. The next few minutes would determine their fate. In the cockpit, Captain Eric Moody and his crew were engaged in a desperate battle against time. This was not just a battle against the failing machinery of their Boeing 747-200, but against the invisible enemy of volcanic ash that had brought them to this dire situation. With all four engines lost to the ash's abrasive effects, the crew found themselves in an unprecedented situation. Yet they remained calm, their years of training kicking into gear. They knew they had one task at hand: to restart the engines and bring their passengers safely back to solid ground. As they worked diligently to restart the engines, the crew faced a multitude of challenges. The volcanic ash, which had already wreaked havoc on their engines, now threatened their visibility. The windshields, once clear and pristine, were now sandblasted to a near-opaque state by the ash. Yet the crew remained undeterred. Captain Moody and his team understood the gravity of the situation. They knew that time was of the essence. With each passing second, the plane was losing altitude. The sandblasted windshields made it nearly impossible to see the horizon, adding another layer of difficulty to the already complex task. But this crew was not one to back down. They were experienced, well-trained, and determined. They worked tirelessly, going through their engine restart procedures time and again, even as hope seemed to be fading. They knew that their lives and the lives of their passengers hung in the balance. Despite the odds, the crew never lost hope. They understood the gravity of the situation and worked tirelessly to bring the situation under control. This was their battle against time, a battle they were determined to win. Finally, after what must have seemed like an eternity, the crew managed to restart the engines. Imagine the relief that surged through the cockpit, the palpable wave of hope that rolled down the aisles of the cabin. The hum of the engines was more than just a sound. It was a lifeline, a promise of safety, a beacon in the storm. As the Boeing 747-200 regained power, the crew, led by the unshakable Captain Eric Moody, began to navigate through the volcanic ash cloud, their vision obscured by sandblasted windshields. Even in the face of such adversity, they remained as steady as the aircraft they commanded. With the engines back to life, the task of landing the plane safely was at hand. Despite the loss of visibility, the crew's expertise and experience came to the forefront. Each decision, each command issued from the cockpit was a testament to their training, their dedication, and their unparalleled skill. As they approached Jakarta, the plane descended, breaking through the ash cloud into clearer skies. The landing gear extended, and the vast runway of Soekarno-Hatta International Airport welcomed the beleaguered aircraft. On the ground, air traffic controllers and emergency personnel held their collective breath as the jumbo jet made its final approach. And then, with a grace that belied the ordeal they had just been through, the crew touched down on the tarmac. The landing was as smooth as silk, a testament to the crew's skill and determination. As the plane rolled to a stop, a cheer erupted from the passengers, the crew, and the people on the ground. They had done it. They had survived. Against all odds, Captain Moody and his crew landed the plane safely, proving that skill, expertise, and calmness can overcome even the most dire of situations. This incredible story of the miracle landing is not just a tale of survival, it's a testament to the indomitable human spirit and a reminder that even in the face of great adversity, miracles can happen. The safe landing of Flight 009 was nothing short of a miracle. But even after the plane touched down, the story was far from over. The subsequent investigation revealed the extent of the damage caused by the volcanic ash. The engines were clogged, visibility was compromised due to sandblasted windshields, and it was a stark reminder of the dangers that can lurk in the sky. The incident sparked a global conversation about the perils posed by volcanic ash to aircraft engines. It led to significant changes in aviation safety guidelines, with new protocols being put in place to avoid similar situations. These changes have since played a crucial role in ensuring the safety of countless flights around the world. But perhaps the most remarkable part of this story is the skill and courage displayed by the crew, led by Captain Eric Moody. They showed incredible calm and determination in the face of a life-threatening emergency, ultimately saving all on board. The story of Flight 009 serves as a reminder of the dangers that can lurk in the sky and the expertise and courage required to face them.